For dividing, if you're dividing and you have decimals, it is okay to have a decimal on this side of the equation. You don't have to move anything. You don't have to do anything. You would just solve the problem like normal, but the decimal would just get transferred exactly where it is in the problem. So you would do 5 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. Bring down the 3. How many times does 5 go into 3? 0 times, and the decimal just stays there. We bring down the 5. How many times does 5 go into 35? 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 minus 35 is 0. So my answer is 1.07. To check my answer to see if I got it right, we're going to do 1.07 times 5. So we take this number times this number, and it has to equal 5.35. So we do 7 times 5 is 35. We put the 3 here. We put the 5 here. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. And then 5 times 1 is 5. For multiplying with decimals, we see how many jumps from the right our decimal goes in. So this one goes in 2. And then if there's a decimal here, you would bring it in 1. But there's no decimal here. Every number has an imaginary decimal after the number. So we're going to put that in, and we're going to move the number of spaces. We had to move this in. So we're going to move this in 1, 2, and put the decimal here, and then we rewrite it so our teacher knows which decimal we're talking about. So the answer is 5.35, and then you compare it to this. If it is the same number, then this is how you check your answer to see if it's correct. So did we get the right answer? Yes. Now for this, this is not allowed to have a decimal in this part, which is called the divisor. And so what we do is we move it as many times to make it go to the back of the problem of the number. So this moved 1 time, and whatever we move this, we move this one the same number of jumps. Then I just rewrite the problem. So the problem becomes 5 on this side, and then 53.5. And then we do the same exact process as we did for this one. The decimal now just goes right here, and then we do our division like normal. 5 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. We bring down the 3. 5 goes into 3 0 times. 5 times 0 is 0. Then we bring down the 5. 5 goes into 35 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35, so that would clear it out. For a decimal, you can never have a remainder. So suppose you were doing this problem and there was a remainder here and you didn't have anything left to bring down. You just add zeros until you can clear the remainder out. So you can't have a decimal and a remainder in the same answer. Okay, multiplying by decimals, 5.36 times 0.25. You would do the problem like normal. So 6 times 5 is 30, 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26. You add your 0. 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 2 times 5 is 10. Then you do your answer like normal. And then we do, this goes in 1, 2 jumps. This goes in 2 jumps. So we put our imaginary decimal here and we go in 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So it's 1.3400.